not finished. I'm not finished. I'm not finished. I'm not finished. I'm finished. Absolutely not finished talking about this. Now, I want to give a shout out to Matt Moses. Matt Cooking Smoke Sports. If you haven't subbed to Matt Moses, definitely go sub to his channel. That's my brother from another mother. But Matt Moses brought up a point yesterday when we was on live, and it had to do with the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, I want people to understand that, for you Clippers fans out here, or so-called Clippers fans, there's some real, true Clippers fans and everything. In the early '90s, the Clippers were competitive. Uh, for a couple seasons, and then before that, it was in the early '70s when they were the Buffalo Braves. A lot of people don't know that, between the Buffalo Braves and then eventually to San Diego. Now, look, I'm not saying that back in the days they were, a championship caliber team. I wasn't saying that at all. That's not what the point is. What you have to take into account is that the Clippers were always relegated to be, the lesser of the bunch when it came to the LA Lakers. Now, they always brought in what they saw as supremely gifted talent. Okay, yeah, it goes back. Let's start with Ron Harper, right? Some of y'all, younger generation, y'all don't understand the that was pre-injury Ron Harper before he came to the Chicago Bulls. There was Ron Harper with the Clippers, and there was Ron Harper with Cleveland. Ron Harper, before he got injured, was an absolute, I mean, insane type of talent. Like, really. Uh, this guy, this guy he could defend, of course, because you've seen it later on in Chicago. The guy, he could, nice little shot, perimeter, but he was also a slasher, real highly athletic. And you saw the Ron Harper when he was in Chicago, but you weren't looking at the Ron Harper that was with the Clippers and Ron Harper that was uh, with Cleveland. Then, of course, a lot of people don't realize that they had Danny Manning. Like Danny Manning, you know what I'm saying? If he had kept up at the rate that he was going right out of college, he would have been considered one of the greats to ever do it. However, his career was short lived. Then, of course, you had the years when there was Free Lob City, and we talk about the era with uh, the knucklehead era when it came to Darius Miles, when it came to Quentin Richardson. I think Elton Brand was on that squad. Guys like Michael Olowokandi. guys like that, right? And then a coach, Alvin Gentry, he was out there, and he was coaching. And we know Alvin Gentry, he's not the best coach. You know what I'm saying? Let's just call it what it is. Now they clean house. Donald Sterling, we all know his history. Don't need to go into that. He was a lot of the problem. And when you have an individual like that in an organization, which many of them have it, like Portland, for example, even Cleveland. When we talk about fucking Danny Ferry, right? A guy that was clearly racist, okay, all about himself and trying to do some evil, underhanded shit. You got Jerry West there. Okay, you got Jerry West there. He takes over the organization. Okay, gets in that front office and starts putting pieces together, starts making moves. Jerry West is an architect. Takes a little time, takes a little patience, because with the Clippers, you have a lot of stuff on your plate in order to turn around. It's crazy because yesterday I was talking to the brother Hitman X. Shout out to Hitman X. For a long period of time, when we talk about Phoenix Suns, and the Phoenix Suns is another example too. For a long time, it was the front office, and even though the Phoenix Suns had a relatively better resume, of course, than the Clippers, way better, as a matter of fact, because at least they actually got to a finals. They actually got to a finals, and they were always in contention to make the playoffs. They were always competitive for years at a time. There'll be some years when they struggled or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, Phoenix had a better resume team wise than the Los Angeles Clippers or the Buffalo Braves or San Diego Clippers. Now, here's the thing. The reason why I brought that up is because Hitman brought up a good point. Got a guy that came into the office in a guy like James Jones, who was an executive and was able to find his niche and start turning things around and get in the organization. I'm sorry about it. Get in the front office and start making that organization go forward. Now the Clippers, while it doesn't look like that, because I know some people, they sit up here and they focus on how bad a team truly is, sort of like what they're doing with Sacramento, sort of like what they're doing with Orlando, sort of like what they're doing with several other teams in the league right now. You have to look at the developmental process. Of course, it's natural for motherfuckers to get up on here and say, okay, well, yeah, that team is garbage. That team is trash. They always been trash. Always gonna be trash. They ain't never gonna get better. Hey, me, myself, I don't look at it that way. I look at what the pieces are in play. Some of y'all motherfuckers is probably looking at OKC like they hot garbage right now. But watch, once they start winning, because you've seen flashes, you've seen that old boy, grow up in New York, you know what I'm saying, and show out at the Garden or whatever. know what I'm saying? And what did he say? He said, "I love playing at the Garden or whatever." Listen, you got to look at the potential. That's just the prime. That's just another, an example, right? Jerry West has a master plan. Okay, I already talked about all this. Memphis, you can exit that out of the deal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Memphis still was successful, although he didn't get a championship there, but he was somewhat successful. He laid some sort of foundation there, especially when you talk about the grit and grind, right? Then you don't even need to say anything when it comes to the Lakers because his resume speaks for itself. The championships that he brought in, right? 9 total. One as a player, and 8 more as being in other positions in the organization. Then, of course, Golden State. Look at the foundation that Jerry West had laid out there. Okay, he had a lot to do with Golden State too, as well. Of course, you know that's his blueprint. Now you got to look at the Clippers and the position that Jerry West has put this team in, and it's in a far better position than the Lakers, than some of the teams shoot pretty much in this whole entire league. I know it doesn't look like it. You know, I got to give a shout out, several shout outs. I want to give a shout out to the team that's playing now, like they're playing with house money. They're playing with house money. Uh, you got Ty Lue. You got to start with the coach. I've been very critical of Ty Lue. You know what I'm saying? Much like some of the other guys that came from the school of Doc. Or unlike, the guys that came from the school of Doc. Can't say that about Monty Williams because Monty Williams has done an exceptional job, since he's came in. He had a knack early for coaching, right? Ty Lue took a lot of criticism when he was in Cleveland. He a lot of people were saying that what was he without LeBron James. Um, some people were criticizing him with his adjustments and everything like that. Man, look, coaching is not an easy thing to do. Okay, I know some people want to think it is. If you think that coaching is so easy, go talk to a guy like shout out to Lamont FYF. Go talk to him, or go talk to a guy like Switchlight Media, Sonny. Go talk to some of those guys. Coaching is not easy. It's not easy, and some people think that you could just step on there and you could just automatically just make a change. Now, some people are blessed to do it. You know what I'm saying? But look, with Monty Williams, it took a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? And what did they get their motivation? I would say their spark. It was in the bubble. Ty Lue had done the same thing. Their spark was last year playing with house money once again, having to play shorthanded without their 2 superstars, right? They don't have Paul George. They don't have Kawhi Leonard. They lost Norman Powell. Serge Ibaka was injured for a while. Just guys being hurt left and right, and through all of that, they are still fighting. That shows you something. That shows you something. Now, let me say this. Let me say this. It's all going to be dependent because I've heard people say that if Kawhi Leonard is not healthy, they're not going to do anything. Or if Paul George isn't healthy, they're not going to do anything. That's not necessarily true because they have put themselves in a position to where they can be like, okay, well, just pretty much like I always say, be a well-oiled machine. And a lot of people don't understand that. It's like these guys over there in Cleveland, they don't have what you would consider in a lot of people eyes superstar. Do they have guys on that team that have superstar potential? Yeah, they do, but they have to keep going on and on. Darius Garland, if he becomes a perennial All Star and consistently goes to All Star, if if what you call it becomes a perennial All Star, they could do Jared Allen or even Evan Mobley. They can actually do some great things. But the reason why I bring them up is because nobody thought that they were going to do anything, and they, like I said, they swept them up under the rug like they weren't going to do anything. Yesterday when they played Phoenix, I understand they lost against Phoenix. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? But the point is that they're still out there fighting, and it's still a relatively. It's not like they're losing the games by much. You would expect these teams. You would expect this team uh, to be getting blown out. But I've told people about Zubac, who they failed to pay attention to when he was in LA. People got to remember that when he was in LA, man, Zubac did a superb job, but nobody was looking at that. When you talk about the football, when you talk about the Euro style game that he's able to mix up, when you talk about the rim protection to a degree, when you talk about the rebound because he had 12 points and he also had 13 rebounds. Marquis Morris, I'm a little disappointed in the Morris boys right now. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, he had 23. You can't forget about Nicholas Batum. Even at his older age, man, he could still fill up a stat sheet and still be very productive. You know what I'm saying? How can you forget about a guy like Terrence Mann? He didn't play that good yesterday. Played horrible. You know what I'm saying? But still out there fighting. And Reggie Jackson had a solid game. Could have been a little better, but he did it more on the playmaking end. But yeah, you gotta remember about all these other guys, that are out there, like Robert Covington and Hartenstein. I feel like Hartenstein is when he really starts, getting the hang of things because he's in his fifth year. When he start getting a chance and really starting to blossom because the guy's still only 23 years old, he's gonna be a terror. He showed some glimpses of that, you know. And see, the future is bright for them. You got Kennard, you got Powell that's injured right now. Norman Powell, you didn't see him. Now I know he's 28, but eventually he's gonna he's gonna get better at his peak. The Clippers do have a bright future. They have a bright future than everybody, and they're on the come up. And you really need to pay attention to them and stop just sweeping these guys up under the rug as if they're not going to do anything, because that's not the case. That's really not the case. You said no, it not. They are injury prone. Uh, Listen, that's just for the most part Kawhi and Paul George. But as I've said before, Tyrone Church, you got to go back and you got to listen. Listen, you got to stop relying and paying attention and focusing on, okay, yeah, this guy's hurt, that guy's hurt. I'm talking about superstar. You can't look at it from that aspect. You got to just be like, look, we got to roll with the punches. Look what Chicago's doing. Yeah, Zach Levine, he's having his knee issue. They got guys that were hurt. They got Caruso, he's out. Lonzo Ball. They're not making no excuses, and they're not looking at any other guys on that roster like superstar potential, with the exception of Zach Levine and DeMar DeRozan this year. So that's a prime example. Even with Memphis, and there's guys that's getting hurt. But see, this is the thing, Tyrone Church, that you got to also remember. They listen. Kawhi Leonard has a condition that will never get better. I want you to put that in perspective, right? For those of y'all that don't know what degenerative knees are, go look it up. Go look up the definition. Go do some research on it. You can do everything that you can, all the treatment that you want. It's highly unlikely that he's not gonna be. It's very highly unlikely that he'll be able to play a full season without having a load manage, and that's what you have to look. That's what you have to look at. But see, I know you're gonna say that because I feel there's a lot of biasness coming from a lot of Lakers fans. That's just natural. That y'all see the Clippers as your younger brother, get out my room type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's natural to look at it. But see, the reason why they're in a better position than the Lakers, y'all spend all your money, right? You spend all your money. You don't really, you don't have a pick because of the steeping rule. Y'all don't have a pick until 24, 25, and because you gave your picks up to Memphis, you gave your picks up to Memphis. Yep. Well, he well, I mean, listen, Norman Powell. Yeah, Norman Powell is not as injury prone as Kawhi Leonard or Paul George. Let's just go. Let's be. But I with you. You have to understand that. Listen, y'all don't. You see, Tyrone Church, you're fixated on the now. You got to look at the long term. Like everybody asks me why I'm not happy about the James Harden trade. I'm looking at long term, right? For my team, we gave away 2 first-round picks. 2 first-round picks. Y'all just like I said, y'all look at the now. You got to look at it long term. Y'all gave up your picks to either Memphis or New Orleans next year. You owe your 22 pick to New Orleans and Memphis, along with your 24 and 25 pick to New Orleans. And see, you probably look at that. Oh well, man, big deal. We got LeBron. Big deal. We got LeBron. Big deal. We got LeBron. LeBron ain't getting no younger. LeBron ain't getting no younger. Oh, but didn't you say that he was? You hold on. Wait a minute. You wait a minute. AD, you as much as you talk about somebody being injury prone, Tyrone Church, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot right now because you just said that Kawhi Leonard is injury prone. What do you think AD is? He can barely stand up. At least Westbrook is durable, who the one that you was talking shit about, and you said that he's 60% of the problem, right? But last time I checked, Westbrook had a great game on Saturday, and then on top of that, he is durable. He's able to stand up. He's only missed like maybe one two games, right? A trade rumor. Yeah, no, and see that's the media's narrative. The media's narrative is gonna stay on that Tyrone Church. The media's narrative is what they took from Ticket TV. Ticket had been saying that about AD. Shout out to Ticket. They took all of his talking points. They took two Raw's talking points. All the shit that everybody been telling everybody about AD, it's nothing new. This guy can barely stand up, Tyrone. He can barely stand up. 50 plus injuries. You know what I'm saying, Tyrone? No, I know because you're a Lakers fan. So I know you know your team. But the thing about it is that a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, the Lakers are going to be oh so good. Oh, we're going to be fine and stuff like that. How is that possible? Not unless these guys that you got on the squad are going to mold and eventually get better. You know, yeah, I know my subs, man. I know I might there might be a few that I don't recognize, but for the most part, I know each and every one of pretty much my subs team. And if I don't know your team, I know who you like. You know what I'm saying? Or I know what sport you like. I got a real good memory. Don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about you, Tyrone Church, but I'm talking about everybody else. Don't get it twisted, man. I just sound like this. But motherfuckers, you know, they'll try to come at you. Oh, well, you know, he's not intelligent. He doesn't know this. He doesn't know that. Man, you better get up out of here. Shit, because if you meet my family, you met my mom, you met my wife. Shit, you even meet my kids. Shit, man, they'll hit your ass with the okie doke. Like, whoa, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. But what I'm saying is that a lot of motherfuckers really think that the Clippers are just some expendable guys that just it was a fluke that they won last year. Man, this ain't what happened wasn't by coincidence last year. That wasn't by coincidence. That was pure heart, hustle, grit, determination, uh, playing with house money and playing with heart, playing with they heart on their sleeve, man, playing with emotion. But the trade the Lakers have with the Rockets still on the table. Look, that'd be stupid if they get John Wall or anybody else. If you get a guy, uh, another listen, making all the trades and stuff like that and doing that, you know, their focus right now, Tyrone Church, is to get role players. That's why they didn't get rid of Westbrook. Also, due to the fact that a lot of people didn't want Westbrook, they were focused on role players. What's up with it, Stephen Green? I see you in the building. What's up, family? The Lakers will not be fine once the King and the AD are gone. The Lakers will be trash. LeBron can go to another after his season. That'd be stupid if he does that. Listen, man, what happened to the days Stephen Green when they will and deal? Hold on one second, y'all. I'll be back in a minute, man. Y'all can keep chatting. Hold on 1 minute. All right, my bad, y'all. All right, you said John Wall, Christian Wood with Russell Westbrook and Body and Draft. Um, Christian Wood is coming into his own. I wouldn't want Christian Wood to go to a place like the Lakers. I'm just being honest with you. Christian Wood deserves to win. Christian Christian Woods is a winner. I'm tired of this guy not getting. Uh, him and Robert Covington. They kind of remind me of each other a lot. What's up with it, Red Dog? I see you in the building, man. Um, but and I know Red Dog is a Lakers fan too. Um, look, like I told Red Dog could even agree with me, and he's not he can't he probably can't stand the Clippers. Listen, Red Dog, am I lying? Y'all got a better future. I mean, the Clippers got a way better future than y'all. Am I lying? They got a way better future. I mean, just if we're looking at it long term, they got a better future. Everybody looks at Jerry West as some old fogey that don't know what he's doing. That's not the way to look at him. You said John Wall. Yeah, he's not a good fit. John Wall. Look, I like John Wall too, but he's not. John Wall is not. He's not the same, man. John Wall. I'm gonna just be honest with you. As much as they talk about Russell Westbrook should come off the bench, John Wall needs to come off the bench. He's not that guy that he was early in his early days in Washington. He's just not. And that's not hating on nobody. Listen, yeah, a lot of people want Russell Westbrook. They shot Russell Westbrook down before he even started playing the game. It was already saying that this man should come off the bench even before he played the goddamn game. Like Tyrone Church was up in there saying that Westbrook is 60% of the problem. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that what you said, Tyrone? You said Russell Westbrook is 80% of the problem. Well, fuck you, that bitch. Yeah, see, but that's not true because if you're gonna hold, if you and I'm glad I got you here, Tyrone, because we got to talk about that. We got to settle this. We got to settle this debt. We got to settle this right now, brother. Right now, brother. We gonna settle it. No, I'm playing. No, but basically what I'm saying is, if y'all sitting up there, y'all as much as y'all blast Westbrook about what he's doing and stuff like that. Wait, last time I checked, AD every time some he got an issue or something like that, he on the ground crying. Uh, last time I checked, Russell Westbrook ain't worried about his stats. Y'all always talk about stat pattern this and stat pattern that. Oh, well, it was LeBron that was sitting up there picking up the sheet, checking his stats, right? But y'all don't talk about that. Mainstream media ain't gonna talk about that. They just gonna talk about how close he getting to Kareem. But y'all keep on blasting Westbrook. Everybody talks about, oh yeah, well man, this guy got this guy mentally shot and all this other shit. How the hell? Okay, how the hell he gonna be mentally shot when they didn't have LeBron and he had a chance to ice the game, but he just made an ill-advised decision. They only lost by 1 point. Nah, it's everybody's fault. Hey, have you ever played basketball before, Tyrone? I mean, have you ever been on a team? I'm asking you that for a reason. Yeah, well, it's fast-paced basketball, but he is who he is. Westbrook is my favorite player. Tyrone, I think you played basketball before. Hey, look, everybody, we can all agree we played basketball before. When you fuck up on a team, right? When you fuck up, guess who's running? The whole goddamn team. The whole goddamn okay, you play basketball and you damn sure play football. When everybody fucks up on the team, right? When everybody fucks up on the team, everybody doing gas streaks. I'll take it to football because I played football 1 year too. I didn't do it all the time. Okay, listen, you're gonna have to do gas streaks or you're gonna have to do up downs if everybody fuck up. If you fuck up in basketball, sometimes the coach will make you stand on the sideline and watch the whole team run because you fucked up, just so that everybody will be angry at you. My point to that is, Tyrone, is that everybody is to blame. You should be saying, okay, a big percentage of that is on. Let's start with the top with Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss. Then on top of that, let's go ahead and start with LeBron. Then you got to go ahead and you got to hold everybody else accountable on the team for not playing defense. You got to hold Frank Vogel accountable. He don't know how to manage personalities. His rotation suck. He's not an offensive minded coach. He's a defensive minded coach, and they're not playing defense. Oh wow, man. I can't believe this, Tyrone. We got something in common. Oh shit. But I'm not listen. This is my last point. Then I gotta go if y'all not gonna jump in. This is my last point. Going back to the Clippers. Everybody got to stop looking at the Clippers as if they're the Clippers of old. They're the Clippers of the back in the days, like and all this other stuff. Their record could be worse. Their record could be far worse than what it is. We got our ass steamrolled last night by fucking Boston. Clippers ain't losing that bad. Let that sink in. I appreciate everybody pulling up. Tyrone Church, Stephen Green, salute to you. Reg Dog, appreciate you pulling up. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notifications. You know I'll be back. Polo Sports Talking Entertainment, man. I get at you later.